There was a lot that happened in the month of March 2024. Justin Trudeau was mentioning how the Canadian government may introduce a renter's bill of rights, which obviously has both people on either ends of the spectrum up in arms. The GTA real estate market now has more total sales across the first 3 months of the year in comparison to last year and the more normal years of 2018 and 2019. Inventory remains tight in some parts of the market and more lax in other areas, and prices were up slightly for most asset classes across the board. Okay, so where is the Toronto and the Greater Toronto Area real estate market sitting today? As you just heard me say, there's a lot happening right now, which makes understanding the market a little tricky for some, and you may not really know, but that's what we're going to be going over today to make things a little easier for you. The March stats report came out, and as a whole, our market saw just over 6,500 units move in the month of March 2024, which is also the most amount of sales recorded when compared with the last 8 consecutive months of data. Now, is this something that we should be excited about, or is the level recorded lacking in terms of previous March real estate data? Before getting into the weeds, my name is Trey, and I'm a real estate agent here in the city of Toronto in the GTA. If you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned homeowner, or just a renter and are interested in having a conversation about anything real estate related, feel free to schedule an appointment with me by using that first link down in the description below and pick a time that is convenient for you. Now, let's get back to the good stuff. I personally think that we have to take the 6,560 home sales recorded this month as a positive sign. Activity continues to increase month over month, and we're already in a pretty vibrant spring market for most asset classes. Before diving into a breakdown of the specific asset classes, though, we will continue on the train of the combined stats. So, total sales were up 17.35% on a month over month basis, but down a modest 4.48% when comparing the number of sales with March 2023 data. Now, I've heard a couple of arguments that we shouldn't be too excited about sales being at 6,500 units since that total is lower than the 2022 and the 2023 numbers. We all know that the entire year of 2023 gave us the lowest number of home sales in the GTA since in between 2000 and 2001. But if you gather the last 3 months of sales data from this year alone in 2024, we're sitting at a total of 16,347 home or condo sales. If you have a look at my screen here, you'll see that the 3-month total for this year is also slightly above the level recorded in 2019 and in 2018, where those numbers equaled 16,082 sales and 16,323 units in 2018. Those were normal times, right? 2018 and 2019 were our last quote-unquote normal years here in the GTA real estate market, as I just said. Before the pandemic, where things went crazy with ultra-low rates, to the last couple of years where interest rates had skyrocketed, right? So the arguments about people saying that we shouldn't be happy with this March data, I think are a little unfair. I want to change our focus to check out the price category now. The average selling price across the GTA came in 1.1% higher than the previous month of February 2024 at an average selling price of $1,121,000. Now, the asset class which performed the best and saw the biggest price gains over the last 30-day period was that freehold detached market, with a 3.1% gain to an average price of $1.708 million in the 416 area code, followed by townhomes with a 3% increase month over month to basically $1 million. That number was actually $999K. Condos traded slightly higher at $729,000 in March 2024, and semis ticked a little lower to an average selling price of $1.3 million here in March 2024. In terms of inventory, the number of active listings sat at 12,459 units at the end of March. This is the highest we've had over the course of the year here so far, and I see more coming to the marketplace in April and over the next couple of months. But with that being said, more buyers are out there and they're making offers and buying properties. The number of calls that my colleague and I are receiving is more noticeable right now compared to earlier parts of the year, and this is due to sentiment continuing to improve and becoming more optimistic. As I just mentioned at the beginning of this video, activity is up on almost all fronts. The number of showings increased roughly 12% in March 2024 when compared to a month prior, and the average property days on market also dropped 21.6% month over month to an average of 29 days. This means that homes are not lasting as long on the market. Keep in mind that this is for all asset classes combined, and this number will change or vary when looking at a detached home in Toronto, where inventory rates are extremely tight, and in the seller's market, for example, versus a condo where there is still supply there for buyers to have a look at. And that market is way more in balance right now, especially looking in downtown Toronto. I also like using the average property days on market versus the average listing days on market, since the PDOM takes into consideration if a property has been relisted or terminated and came back onto the market, whereas the LDOM will only factor in the length of time or days that it took for that one listing to sell. In keeping with the inventory rate, detached properties in Toronto sat at an inventory rate of 1.28 months. Semis had just 0.7 months of inventory, which is kind of weird. You would have thought that prices for that particular asset class would have jumped even more than they did here in March 2024. Townhouses were also in a seller's market with 1.1 months of inventory. And last but not least, condos, those were in balanced market territory for the most part, I would say, at 3.5 months. If you're looking in downtown Toronto, as I just said, though, you as a buyer still have a lot of opportunities, especially near that core. So if you are interested in making a move, make sure that you get out there and you see what's available. Mind you, the cookie cutter spaces are where you may see some stale listings and deals to be had as a buyer. The nice spaces will still sell fairly quickly, as I've said in some of my other videos. If you follow me on Instagram or YouTube, CO1, which is the major part of downtown Toronto with the borders of Bloor, Lakeshore and Queens Quay to the south, Bay Street on the east, and Lansdowne on a diagonal to the west. This area had an inventory rate of 4.2 months. There was a lot that happened in the month of March 2024. Justin Trudeau was mentioning how the Canadian government may introduce a renter's bill of rights, which obviously has both people on either ends of the spectrum up in arms. The GTA real estate market now has more total sales across the first 3 months of the year in comparison to last year and the more normal years of 2018 and 2019. Inventory remains tight in some parts of the market and more lax in other areas, and prices were up slightly for most asset classes across the board. And with that, we're done with the breakdown. Much love to everyone who sat and watched the whole entire thing. Make sure to drop a comment down below, like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you found any value from today's video. Until next time, remember to trust the process and fall in love with your journey.